From deep in the irradiated wastes of the Mojave Desert, it's James Robertson and Makahlua Smith with That Podcast, a Fallout New Vegas gameplay diary. And we are again joined by fellow Fallout fan, Makahlua.
I gotta say, today I was going through lots and lots of minor quests to get everything done that I could so that only stuff was left that would affect my reputation in a significant way with either the Legion or NCR. So basically get up to the final quests to complete the game and set my allegiance in this particular direction. And going to these places that are out in the middle of nowhere, I have hit a lot of crashes.
Now, I haven't hit crashes going out in the middle of nowhere. I've hit them just by getting, seemingly on the Xbox, at least you're playing PC. On the Xbox, it seems like I've hit a lot just by having a lot of save games. Save
games doesn't seem to make a difference for me, but I've had it crash just walking around the middle of nowhere for no good reason. But certainly these high crash areas, like the Ruby Mines up near the Super Mutants house.
Yeah.
That place is glitchy. It's got broken textures and meshes and stuff. I had a mile lurk embedded in a wall for a while there. I tried leaving that place and both of my companions wouldn't come out. I had to go back in and of course it crashed again. So that's a very problematic place. And then the very opposite end of the map, the Paradise Beach.
Yes.
That place has some broken textures as well. Getting up to the cove crater right up very top, that was quite tricky, unless you go through the cave.
Well, have you been to Camp Guardian at all?
Yes.
That's pretty glitchy too. If you go into the cave, not the I haven't found the underwater cave entrance yet. I might ask somebody if they can tell me where
I came out that way.
I haven't found the underwater entrance. I only found the one that you get into by going up the mountain. And the second you walk in, it's pitch black. Your local map shows nothing.
Yep.
And if you go to the various boards online, you'll find people saying there's nothing there. I couldn't get in. But it turns out if you walk in a few steps, suddenly the map appears and light appears.
Yep. I thought, you know what, I can light this area up. So I put out my flamethrower. But that doesn't help. Lighting up the area with the flamethrower, you just see grey. And I knew there was shapes there enough that I could move forward and everything lights up and it was good to go. I told the guy in there, we're going to clean this place out. And he's like, I don't know about that. And I said, do it. And so he came with me and he ended up dying.
I probably would have told him, yeah, you stay there, we'll take care of it.
Yeah, maybe I should have said that, but I thought I could protect him, but I couldn't.
Well, I'm on my second playthrough, and I still haven't managed to keep neutral long enough to be able to go back to Caesar. I made the mistake, I guess, of doing the various quests for the Ranger broadcast stations that you go to if you're doing the quest for Camp Forlorn Hope.
How have you got to Forlorn this early in your second playthrough?
Well, you see, being unemployed and having lots of spare time on your hands does that for you.
And it's not.
Yeah, you really shouldn't be helping out the NCR in any fashion if your intention is to be on the side of the NCR.
No, I know. I was just doing the Camp Forlorn Hope thing, and it turns out that everything was copacetic until I got to one part of that where they expected me to help lead them in an assault on Nelson.
Nelson, yeah, that's one of the ones where I paused it. That I'll be doing that when I do my NCR favored version. You actually did it?
I actually did that, and then that, of course, gained me vilification with the Legion, which is understandable. I went in and killed Sea Dog and cleared the town out, so that was that.
I'm currently trying to do the Yes Man Independent Vegas ending. Of course, it crashed on me as I was doing it, so I have to do it again. But when I went to give the power to Yes Man in the substation, out of the blue, despite being idolized by the NCR, the guards there just shot at me and I had to shoot back, and I ended up being neutral with NCR after that.
Really?
Which is good, because I needed at least neutral to be able to walk safely across the dam.
See, I've never seen that.
Have you tried to do... Did you do the Yes Man path?
I've done the Yes Man part in both games, at least parts of it. I mean, the second playthrough I'm on, I haven't...
It might not have been that instant. I was crossing the dry bed, and in the distance I heard lots of gunfire, and my dog was missing. I turned around, and there's a giant mushroom cloud in the sky. I think somehow they got in a fight, a car blew up, and NCR got damaged, and they blamed me for it.
Well, the dog or Edie sometimes will run off and start fights you don't want to have started.
Yeah, they don't understand the idea of run away.
That's like all of the companions.
Yeah, then no one understands the idea of run away.
Yeah, but Edie and the dog are particularly bad about that.
I just want to talk about the pathing for a second. Related to this is, anytime you come up against a bit of a rock face and you jump down, expect your companions to be gone for a while.
Yeah.
They must have delicate ankles or something so they can't take a fall. So they have to take the long way around.
I've actually, I did a jump once off a tall cliff, and usually I can sort of bounce down the mountainside, but this time I went too far and actually broke my ankle on the fall. This is the first time that happened, and I've jumped from pretty high places before.
That's why you don't want to be playing hardcore mode.
Yeah, I've found about 160 locations so far, and of course I'm not doing the Explorer perk, I said that last time.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure there's that many places left to find.
Now, have you unlocked the Enclave recordings for Edie?
Yes.
Okay, now where did they pop up for you?
Oh yeah, there were some random places like Nelson Air Force Base, the Brotherhood of Steel Library, the tower in McCarran.
Yeah, see, I didn't have them pop up those places. I mean, maybe because I didn't go there with Edie. I was talking to Michelangelo in order to get his camera quest. Yeah. I don't know what it was he said, but suddenly that started spewing out.
Have you unlocked it to the point where you can take him to the Brotherhood or the...
Yeah, I was actually... the second part unlocked when I was doing the Ranger quest. I don't remember which Ranger I was talking to, but I was talking to some Ranger somewhere, one of those 5 bases, and the rest of it unlocked. And then I went to the Brotherhood of Steel. I was about to enter the Hidden Valley when, this is after Lorenzo radios and says, bring Edie to us, we'd like to do something. So I'm on my way in there, and then the followers radio you through Edie. So, taking in mind what you said about the followers last time, I went ahead and said, I'd rather give the technology to the followers, so I walked back there. And then the funny thing is, I walked back there, I give him, and then I didn't realize I was going to be without Edie for like 3 days. So here was a real funny glitch. I wanted to get Rex back, right? Because, without ED, I wanted to have the second non-human follower. So I go to the Lucky 38 where I told Rex to go, and he's not there. I walk around all the rooms, walk around the casino, so I figure, okay, he's gone back to the King. So I go to the King. Funniest thing, I walk in, and it's as if the game is playing the dog is guilty. I walk in, the dog sees me and charges out and runs down the street to the Lucky 38.
The dog was gambling?
I don't know. I had to follow the damn dog because he was on his way to the Lucky 38. Oh, caught me.
He caught me going back to my old master for a few days.
I want to complain about something else for a second. Like when you went to the Lucky 38 and you go upstairs to the penthouse, you come back down, your companions will be waiting for you in wait mode. So easy to walk out and leave them there.
Yes, I've gone halfway through encounters, only then realizing, oh God, where are they?
And then the flip side, which is just as bad, is when you go to talk to Kaiser, and you go to enter the tent and says, no, you can't come in. So you have to manually tell both companions to stay, and it's very, very annoying to do that over and over again.
And last game, do you know what I did? The first game, do you know what I did? I lost a companion the first game that way. I forgot to tell Veronica to follow me on my way out, and then gained vilification with Kaiser, so I couldn't go back to get her.
Huh. Well, you can go back. It's just you have to.
I would have had to fight my way all the way through. Now, actually, I tried that, and I got pretty far, but I ended up getting killed by somebody somewhere. I didn't make it quite all the way back to the tent.
What have you been up to,
I've been going back and picking up things I didn't do earlier around the Strip. I haven't been at the Strip proper yet. Because, see, you guys had to go through Freeside to get into Vegas. I don't know if it's just because I've been wearing the sniper hat, or First Recon hat that Boone gives you after his quest, but they let me ride the monorail in from McCarran. And I thought you were...
Oh.
If you have the right level of likedness with the NCR,
well, maybe.
They'll let you ride that too.
So you're in there without a passport, so that means you can never go in through the North Gate?
No, I can go in just fine. I came out through the North Gate the first time I went to the Strip, and the robots didn't shoot me, I guess, because I was coming out through that door, and I didn't have the problem that I've seen other people have, that it's still locked after you come out. It was fine.
Oh, okay.
So you
That's
didn't even have to pay the 500 caps
No.
for the passport then?
Or the 2,000 cap credit check.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was not the proper way, so to speak, to go in until later. You guys are talking, I'm like, Freeside, what?
I wouldn't mind knowing if anybody else likes to buy snow globes. But you guys just keep talking. I'm going to check that on the Wikipedia.
I got all 7 of them this playthrough because I wanted to get the 14,000 cap total out of doing that. How many have you gotten, Mac?
I'd actually have to go in the Lucky 38 and check how many I've got. But now I have 40,000 caps.
Jeez, you're making even my daughter, who's kind of a pack rat on caps, doesn't have that many. She was up at like 25,000.
I keep thinking about whether I can't decide what implants I want to get, and once I do that, that's going to kill that stack of caps. But I'm like, which?
Oh, there's another way to kill the bag of caps. If you want good weapons, go to the gun runners. Trust me, after you visit them,
I did, because that's the thing I did. I went there and I finally got a sniper rifle, so it's able to finally take out the Deathclaw quarry.
Right.
Yeah, there is no one else that will buy those snow globes. Speaking of sniper rifles, I picked mine up at a sniper perch that's overlooking the Cotton Cove.
Is that where you got the sniper rifle?
Yeah, I had to unlock it from my gun box.
That's probably where I got it the first game and had forgotten.
It's a special one. It's the Gobi one. It's pretty good.
Okay. I'll have to go back then. I've been intending to take out that camp of...
Yeah, I finally got Boone's quest unlocked between doing that and doing the thing with the monorail at McCarran and some other stuff I'd done earlier. Because I'd gone through Nelson.
When I do NCR, I'll be doing Boone's quest.
So later on, I get to go to Bitter Springs and tell you how bad it is.
So I get a question. Now that we've been playing it for a while, and you've accumulated a bunch of stuff, which of your homes have you dumped all your stuff in?
Novak is where I keep stuff because it was the first one I had, so I just keep going back and dumping stuff there.
Yep, same. And the safe in Novak is where all my stuff is.
Well, I have my stuff more organized out in the little different piles of things, but yeah, everything's in Novak because when I got to the 38, I wasn't sure if I wanted to accept House's hospitality, so I said, I'm just not going to leave anything here for now. But now it's just habit to ship everything to Novak.
Yeah, that's sort of strange.
Well, there's also the Atomic Wrangler. You can get a room there if you do all their quests.
Yeah, do you really want to stay there? That's a pretty nasty place to stay.
I'm not pimping for them at the moment.
But I'm just saying you could stay there. It's also hard to get to because you can't jump directly to it like you can Novak.
Yeah, Novak's convenient like that.
Yeah, no. If you go to the Lucky 38 or you go to the Atomic Wrangler, you have to jump to the north or east gate and then walk all the way in.
Yeah, you know what? They really need to fix the way, and I guess it's too late for this, but those locations like the North Gate, no one wants to end up on the outside. If you've unlocked that and unlocked the strip, I want to be able to just jump straight into the strip.
Right. Especially if you've played for a while and you're an upper level, it's just a pain in the neck as you're walking through Freeside for the random thug who has no hit points to bother attacking you with a pool cue.
Because by the time I pull out my weapon and turn around, Boone's going to headshot them anyway.
Right, yeah. Half the time I'm walking in the wilderness, my companions have killed something I didn't even notice yet.
Yeah, when you get to that level, it's definitely convenient to let them do the job. You just sort of sit back. I mean, you get full XP anyway.
Yeah, I'm just going to conserve my good ammo.
Right. I keep running out of 308 ammo myself. If you get the sniper rifle, that's what you need is 308. And this is where I started figuring out that it's actually worthwhile to use the reloading benches because if you get the right kinds of equipment, you can make 308 ammo.
And there's one perk that will...
Or
it does something else too, but it also lets you pick up more of your casings when you shoot. So you can recycle it if you've got the primer and the powder and everything.
Yeah, there's the energy recycler and another one as a perk.
Although that introduced an interesting glitch I ran across at one point where I picked up a bunch of 308 boxes of ammo, that internally were cases, I guess, and then I couldn't do anything with them, and I was figuring out, okay, so I've got these boxes, what the heck do I do with them? And we ended up looking it up on my iPad and then finding out, okay, if you drop them, they turn into individual components.
It's weird.
So you can pick them
the
up
primers, the powder, and the casings are all like that.
Oh, yeah. It's just weird stuff. You got to find all the right stuff to be able to build your own bullets.
There's a guy called Jules in the Vegas North Square, and if you pass a gun check and survival check with him, so I actually had to spec up on that to get past it. then he'll give you a recipe for making perfect bullets, basically.
Ah, okay. Now, has anybody else finished the Cassidy quest?
Yeah, no, I haven't done any of Cassidy's quests. I haven't taken her as a companion
No,
yet
me
at all.
either, because I've had Boone the whole time, and I think I'm going to have to... I think there's a mod somewhere that lets you have all the companions at once. I think that's what I'm going to have to do next playthrough.
Actually, I got an interesting problem because she's up at...
She's
one
at the
of the-
Mojave Outpost, way down at the bottom.
Yeah, she's the Mojave Outpost, which is one of the radio stations. And last time I went there,
What?
everyone was dead.
Oh my god.
Really?
The Legion had attacked there.
The Mojave Outpost? Seriously? Wow, I don't know how the heck.
But maybe it was... there's two buildings there, right? So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
the second building, she's okay. And the building with the radio, everyone's dead.
See, I saw them wipe out the 188 on me, and
I think it's Outpost Charlie.
Okay, so I picked up her pretty early in this playthrough because I'm an achievement whore, so I went out and wanted to get all the companions to get the gamer points. But it's an interesting quest. You have to first you have to get her to sell her caravan company, which is what she's actually drowning her sorrows over, to the Crimson Caravan Company. Once you do that, then it unlocks a little more, and you get to find out that it's a conspiracy between the Crimson Caravan Company and the Van Graffs, the energy weapon folks, to take her out of business. And immediately she wants to go slaughter both groups.
So did you?
I don't really want to take out the Van Graffs or the... I mean, I accidentally brought Cassidy in with me to the Van Graffs once and had them... Actually, no, I was watching my daughter play. She walked in with Cassidy and they started shooting and she had to wipe the whole place out. And that was a tough fight. So I didn't want to do that. But if you have a high enough speech, you can convince her, no, let's find evidence and then we'll turn that over to the NCR. So you have to go then on a detective hunt to find stuff. You can find it if you break open the right safes and get the right documents. It's kind of like the one when you're getting Boone's quest and you have to find the document as to who sold his wife into slavery. It's the same kind of deal. You find documents, then you take that to the right person at the Mojave Outpost. Although I guess for Michael, you won't be able to do that since they shot it up.
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe they'll move somewhere else. I've had people move all over the place. People from Camp Golf ending up in Full On and all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, the sniper team, the 1st Recon sniper team, wanders all the way over to Camp Golf. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very confusing.
Oh no, from Camp Golf to Forlorn Hope, whatever. They move from one place to the other. Yeah.
Now, so what did you do with the guy in charge at Golf? Because that's one of those quests that looks like it's going to have some sort of effect. Like, this is the guy falsifying the reports.
Oh, have you finished that one?
There's 3 different ways to do it.
Yeah, I said I'd turn him in.
Okay, if you say you're going to turn him in, he commits suicide.
Right, and first he goes on broadcast PA to the whole camp, explains that he screwed up, and then shoots himself on air.
The other one is that you can agree with him, and then it's like, his plan's good, and then nothing happens. You just get the XP. And I read on the Wikipedia that if you go and kill Kaiser, then come back to him, you can tell him you killed Kaiser, and he'll snap out of it and realize he doesn't need to do what he's doing. There's a chance that they can win. So I'm going to do that I'm going to do that ending when I go and do the NCR favored.
And
variant.
that's why I'm upset that I managed to get vilification with Kaiser so early, because I was hoping to jump back there. Now that this game I've been upping last game I upped my gun weapon skill all the way up to 100. And this time I've been balancing it out more with medicine and repair and stuff. And I had a high enough medicine that I was going to go back to Kaiser's camp and offer to do the surgery thing. But of course now I can't.
He's never made that offer to me.
There's apparently a set of speech options you have to go through. I know I was going to watch my daughter's game because she was going to do that, so I wanted to see how it worked. But apparently there's a way to walk the speech options where you offer to operate on him, and then there's a point where you have a choice between fixing what's wrong with him and then just purposely killing him. And
if you purposely kill him, then the whole camp goes angry.
No, well, apparently if you have a high enough speech, you can convince people, no, I did my best and he died anyway on the table. So you can apparently talk your way out of that one. After I watch it run through, I'll tell you how that goes, maybe the next podcast, because that's something I want to see how that works out.
Gonna have to create a character that's a complete nerd and have him just be like max medicine and science.
You can then get the nerd rage perk.
That's what I've got. I have that perk as well.
Actually,
yeah, I've got 80 medicine, 100 science, 80 science, 100 speech, I think.
Well, here's an interesting perk you can get. Not one that I picked, but one you can acquire. Has anybody else gotten the toughness perk?
Which one's that one?
You get extra damage threshold. I didn't try for it. There was a point where I was marching out to find the Great Khans, the second camp, where you're supposed to talk to Melissa about why they shouldn't back Caesar's legions.
Right.
And there's a point I was walking through that where I ran across like 6 rad scorpions. And this is the first game, and at this point Veronica was glitching constantly, so she was off doing whatever it was she was doing when she was glitched. So I'm in this battle with 6 rad scorpions by myself. Apparently, if you get every single limb crippled without dying, you acquire the toughness perk.
The tough guy become crippled 50 times.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you get that, you can get that perk. I don't know if it's any use, but...
Yeah, I know. The question is, does that carry over between games? Because they're challenge perks, and you'd think that once you've done it once...
I don't think they do, because I started a new character and it didn't carry over.
So now the blinds won 11 billion times again.
That's
right.
Well, it's pretty easy to do. I mean, these things are like kill 50 abominations, kill 50 mutant animals. Through the general play, you're going to have that happen. So, actually, I wanted to bring up something very noteworthy. And let me just find this link that I sent you, James.
Okay.
So, here we go. This was by Water_Wendy. Her byline is Water is not wet. She completed the game with 0 people killed, 0 creatures killed.
Wait, how do you... I can see the people. I have no idea how you'd manage to have 0
Keep
creatures
running.
killed.
Yeah, never take a companion, obviously.
Do what?
If you take a companion, then you're not going to be able to do it, because they'll kill the creatures.
Yeah.
But if you don't take a companion, you can just run away.
I guess, but the death... Well, I guess you... Okay, so you'd never go up to 15 because there are death claws that will just chase you, and they're faster than you.
Yeah, I think you would have to carefully consider which quests you're going to do.
You'd also have to carefully consider where you walk.
Yeah, stay on the roads, yeah. There are some things she said here, like she couldn't complete some of the quests because they require you to kill things, like bleed me dry.
Right. Well, you also end up, I think, having to kill somebody if you're doing the Omerta's quests. You're either going to end up killing Sal and Nero, or you're going to whack Casino. I think you have to kill one of those. You have to
Actually, if you tell Big Al that his partner is the one who's disrupting things, he believes you with the speech tech and attacks him. He attacks back, kills the other 2, and you just have to take cover. He runs away, and then all the guards in the Omerta kill him.
Really? Okay.
I know, because that happened to me. So I didn't kill any of those people. They all killed themselves.
Awesome. Okay. I did not
And everybody
know that.
thinks you're great.
But I still cannot see how you would go through the whole game without killing any animals. That
I think
seems
it's a
impossible
serious
to me.
challenge.
It really is just the keep running thing.
Yeah, but like I said, that would mean you'd have to make darn sure you never ran across a death claw because they're faster.
Well, given how often you have to save just in case
Yeah, I
the
was
game's
gonna
going to
say.
crash, if you accidentally
Quick save button is your
ran
friend.
into a big animal, if you accidentally run into an animal and you die, you just load up your
Yeah,
save.
it's like if
and
you know
you're
you're
fine.
between point A and point B that you know are safe, then you just have to quick save in between them, then you can do a regular save once you get to point B. And then you keep going that way.
Yeah, that's true.
So it looks like she had a very high lockpick, semi-high hacking, science skill, obviously very high speech.
Yeah.
And speech and barter, those 2 together, you can get past most situations without ever having to draw a weapon.
Yeah, that was why I moved barter up so much the second playthrough, because I noticed how many things I missed out on doing the first game without having high barter.
Actually, the other thing you could probably do, and you couldn't do this in Fallout 3, but in New Vegas, if you do carry a weapon, you could shoot for the legs, cripple them, and run away.
That's true.
As long as you don't accidentally kill them.
Although if you shoot in vats, often you'll take a limb off.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that then.
Well, actually, if you have decent enough gun skill, a lot of your regular shots, like if you use the sniper rifle and you just do an aim shot, half the time you'll do a crit without even, having any thought about it.
Yep. Yeah, I think you could probably... I'd be curious to see what the minimal number of quests you can do to complete the game is and do it without killing anything at all. It's actually an interesting challenge. I might give it a go myself.
Well, I think you'd have to follow the main plot pretty closely and not do too many of the side things.
Yeah, and you probably want to have to side with the Yes-Men, because then the finale is it's cut short compared to the other things. But fighting the Legionnaires on Hoover Dam would be really hard with the low level.
You couldn't not kill something on that, because as you go across the bridge, I guess you could let the NCR guys do all the killing for you and hang
You'd have
way
to,
back.
and you would sneak across. Just use a spy.
Stealth. I guess if you had enough
Stealth
stealth
boy.
boys, you could sneak across, and then you could do
Yeah.
the speech with Linnaeus. Because if you have a high enough speech, if you're at 100 or can get yourself to 100, you can do the speech check with him.
Yep.
Although that one I have a kind of a nit about. The fact that you can do a speech check with Linnaeus and get him to pull back, based on the backstory that you get from Caesar, if you talk to him about Linnaeus and what kind of person he is, talking him out of that battle doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me.
He's working for Caesar and he hates him.
Yes, he does, but at the same time, he seems like he wants to kill anything and everything in his path.
And maybe he's had
Caesar's
enough.
ticked him off enough that it makes him feel good to stop just because it's going to piss off Caesar.
He can be Burn Man too, then.
If you consider his past, he's never had an alternative.
That's true.
And you're the first to, basically say, hey, the NCR's here, there's another way of doing things.
Okay, maybe I buy that.
I mean, prior to that, he was surrounded by the Legion, constantly at war with the Legion, and lost to the Legion. So, what option do you have?
That's true. That's true.
Now, have you found the Burning Man? Is he anywhere?
I haven't, Mackie.
No.
I think he's just a talking point.
Yeah, he was in the earlier concept stuff, and since they're mentioning him, maybe they could be thinking about a DLC with him.
Yeah, DLC.
Well, there's whole areas, like you were saying last time, Michael, there's whole areas of the map where it's quite clear that there's a DLC segment that's slotted to go in there.
Yeah, certainly the Northern Passage.
Yeah.
There are things that whole left-hand side is sort of blocked off. Mm-hmm. And there's virtually nothing on the right-hand side.
The right-hand side is
river.
virtually empty.
You would think there would be more Legion stuff over there, but...
Well, that's part of why I figure it's kind of hard to play the game siding with the Legion early, because you're going to spend most of the game in NCR territory. You cannot piss off the NCR early.
NCR doesn't really have that much control.
No, but you're going to run across them a lot. I'm not saying you couldn't side against them. I'm saying it doesn't pay to side.
I disagree. I've seen plenty of patrols around from different factions, but the only place I've seen NCR patrols is around McCarran.
I've run across them fairly often, actually.
I've run across them a time or two out in the wilderness, but it's not that often. I'm more likely to run across traveling merchants or Legion.
Yeah, no, I'm talking more about various outposts they have. I mean, there are a bunch of outposts they have where you'll run into troops. That's all I'm thinking.
Yeah,
is.
don't go there. I mean, the Legion's got camps everywhere, so it's the same deal.
Yeah. I just don't run into those as often.
I'm still trying to figure out how to get into that top section of the Black Mountain.
You mean the second story? The second story?
Yeah.
Oh, go under the staircase, and there is a spot where you can take the key from.
Yeah, it looks like a little lump of dirt.
Yeah, just look at it, and then you'll...
A lump of dirt?
Right, and it'll offer
How'd you
you to
find
take
that?
the key.
It's obvious because it's a different shade of lump or texture of lump of dirt.
And the reason you know to look there is that there's a terminal somewhere. There's a terminal somewhere where Tabitha kept notes, and she mentions in the journal where she keeps the key, and it's under the stairs there. So there's only one stairs to look under, and then you look around, and there's that lump bank you just mentioned.
So what's up there?
What was up there?
More chests with ammo and stuff.
Yeah, there's stuff. It's not great stuff.
What I didn't quite understand is the broadcast tower up in Black Mountain. Black Mountain. Sorry, back in Canberra in Australia, there's Black Mountain, so it's a bit confusing. But you can flick all the switches on the tower. It doesn't seem to do anything.
Well, you can turn the radio station off once you get Raoul.
Yeah, well, you can turn it off yourself.
Yeah.
But how do you program it to do something? I mean, what's the point of all the switches?
I have no idea. I'll tell you one place you should go. One of the things that came up in a comment in one of the on the podcast page on iTunes is somebody asked for pointers to good stuff. There's a hidden supply cache that's sort of in the middle of the map on the lower side. I'm not sitting in front of the game right now, so I can't remember exactly where it is, but it's sort of in the middle in the middle of the map, north on an east-west basis, and on the southern half. And it's
Near what?
it's east of Primm, I think. In any case, it's called Hidden Supply Camp, and I found 2 mini nukes there.
Have you got a Fat Man?
Oh yes, do you know where to get the Fat Man?
There are a few of them around. I got my Fat Man from the Cotton Cove crater.
Yeah, I got mine from the southeast pond at the Quarry Junction. After you kill off all the death claws, if you go into the pond and manage to put up with all the radiation you're getting, right by the skeleton there's a mini nuke and a Fat Man.
Now, I actually killed those death claws finally, but I did it by going up to the Great Khan's camp, which required killing a bunch of death claws to get up there, but there were fewer of them. Then you come down that way and snipe both the mother and the alpha male from there. Go back to the mining camp, tell them you've done it. Now, all the death claws don't go away. There's still a whole bunch up the far end, but
there's a bunch up the 15 too. If you're going up north up the 15, you'll find a crap load of them just past there by Junction 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually cleaned out a bunch of those first before I went in the quarry because I was still ticked off at them for killing me ages ago when I was first playing.
There's a cave that I came across up in the mountains, in one of the prospecting caves, and it's filled with death claws, so I decided I'm not going to go back in there.
Yeah, I came across a place called Dead Wind Cavern, and I said, I have a bad feeling about this. Bye.
They're just, I mean, we've mentioned this before, but they are just way too tough this game. They're way too tough.
I definitely prefer the blind ones.
Well, this game, I was going up the I-15 and I decided, I don't feel like sniping these guys. They're too tough. I whipped out the Fat Man, hit one dead on with a mini nuke, and it barely slowed it down. Like, the hell do you mean it withstood a mini nuke? I can snipe it in the head, and that hurts it, but I can't nuke it?
I think when I play it again as a full-on Legion supporter, I'm going to rob every single casino, rob every single group everywhere for everything, because some of the stuff in people's saves that you just can't steal, there's magazines lying all over the place. Who cares about your karma? Let's just have everyone be angry at you.
Give in to your inner kleptomaniac.
It's funny.
Well, see, that's the opposite of do it without killing anybody. How about we do it by killing everybody? And especially if you're supporting the Legion, because the Legion just, pretty much doesn't like anybody who's sinful. And like we said, there's less Legion stuff to do, so make a challenge for yourself. Kill everybody.
Yeah, well, since I torqued off the chairman this time around because I muffed up the attack on Benny, every time I go back in there, they've spawned new people at the desk, and I have to kill them. And I keep having to go back in because the S-Man is still in Benny's room.
Why didn't you get it? Oh, you haven't gone over to house yet.
I haven't gone to house yet. I should get him out front so I could stop doing that.
Well, you don't have to go back to the S-Man until you've done all of the side quests.
Yeah, I know. It's just every time I walk in to see him for one reason or another, I have to kill a bunch more chairmen.
Oh, okay. I think next podcast we'll be talking about the end of the game. The assassination or attempted assassination of President Kibble.
Yes.
And the different outcomes of the game that we've come across so far.
And there are a couple of different ways that assassination attempt can play out, too.
Yeah, so that'll be next time.
All right.
On that podcast. With these podcasters. And I guess that means we need some happy trail.
Happy times.
Yeah, that too.
Got feedback? Send it to jarober@gmail.com or visit the website at jarober.com/blog/fnv.ssp.